different strokes for different folks, you know.
I fear I would end up wearing an awful meringue like Jordan.
Yeah.
I think in my head I'd like to be plain and simple, but I'd say I'd look disgraceful.
But plain and simple is really hard as well.
Yeah.
Like
It's hard to get a nice plain and
it's hard
simple
to
dress.
look effortless.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. And the problem I find is now I'm in the middle of it now, and I actually went into meltdown 2 nights ago, and I had to text all my friends and just say, oh my god, I'm getting married in a pair of tracksuit bottoms, because there's just so much choice out there. There's so
But
much.
it's not that we've got a budget. I think it all comes into budget as well.
They don't tell you the prices.
Oh,
They don't tell you the prices.
You went to Kleinfeld.
and into Randy would help you. Randy Pinoli and say yes to the dress. I'm addicted to it.
Yeah.
My secret shame. You watch it too.
I love it. Absolutely. What's the budget? 350,000. Chump change. You get nothing for that.
Yeah. Oh, it's ridiculous. I mean,
It's ridiculous. I don't understand why, let's say you wear a red evening dress and you get it for a few £100, and the same dress in white will be a couple of thousand. The exact same dress. It's just because you put some wedding sticker on it.
one day. But do you remember when Vera Wang first opened here? Like every Irish bride would go in just so they could say, even if I had the money, I wouldn't want to buy it. Yeah. Even if I could afford it, I wouldn't want to buy it.
We know you would.
Oh yes, you would.
Yeah. What's your dream dress? Not a wedding dress, anyway. Allergic. No, but I think there's a huge pressure, exactly like you say.
I know I'll be rolling around in the grass at 7 o'clock in the morning anyway.
Comfort.
You want to look amazing. Paying for a few hours. My wedding ended up
You'll be pulling yourself up all day long though, you know?
Yeah. One of our friends, our male friends, in my wedding dress.
What?
At 3 o'clock in the morning, I put on his suit and he put on, Neil Bedford, put on my wedding dress, and that's how it sort of ended up.
Yeah. It says a lot really about your wedding ring, doesn't it? Yeah.
Multifunctional.
Very well.
There you go.
Did you try on a load of Have you tried on any wedding dresses
I've
yet?
tried on my friend's wedding dress. That's it. I need to come on a rash. Do you know what? I got kind of nervy. There's it's
Walking down the aisle though. I told you what I'd said to my friend before I went, stop looking at me. What? I said to my friend Ruth walking down, she was in the first few as it came in, I went, stop looking at me. Everyone's just looking horrible. I hated it.
You hated it?
Yeah, I know it's weird, but I just really didn't like that. It's like
you're on TV right now, don't you?
Yeah, that's the weird thing. It's like people are scrutinising, like everyone literally looking at you from top to toe.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't know.
It's so dodgy. People are so dodgy at weddings. It's like the minute they go.
Yeah.
It's actually like Leon,
my partner, like he said, there's actually a look that women give the bride, and it's
within that we have everything.
It's a split second that we have like shoes to what type of knickers though. Yeah, and you can also see, because you know your friends looking, well, it wouldn't be for me. My brother's weddings, we were just laughing too much because the boys, it was Malta and the boys wore waistcoats and trousers, but somebody may have put on a few pounds between the fitting and the actual thing, so we were afraid if he breathed out, one of my brothers, there's two of them, I won't say which one it was, you know who it is, but if he breathed out, the buttons could have gone anywhere, so it was very much a like, oh my god situation, watch, take someone's eye out of that baby hose, it'd be like a pressure cooker explosion, so wasn't good, so that's what we were roaring last night anyway.
Do you know what she just said to me? Karen and Grace Cassidy, I don't have accent. I was trying to tease forward, probably maybe talking about that. I don't have any dirty, filthy stories to keep your filthy, perverted mind occupied during the break. I was like, I just asked you a simple question. What happens to what goes on tour stays on tour? That was a private conversation. You're in a television studio, nothing is private in here, for the love of God.
Well, I don't, so get your heads out of the gutter.
Well, that's where I like to stay.
Go on, you give us a filthy, dirty story then that you have from Facebook.
Next break.
But I think it's when people contact their exes, that's when the problem happens.
Yeah.
Block them. It's not new people you really meet on Facebook. It's like if you're a little bit bored, and everyone gets bored in a relationship from time to time, it's like, God, I remember him, he was great. I wonder where he is. Oh, there you are. Hello, poke them, and then they're poking you.
Yeah, still poke people on Facebook.
I don't know, can you?
But you only remember the best hits though. I mean, most of a relationship is boring and monotony. I love you. Yeah. But most of a relationship is boring monotony, and when you look back, it is like true gold tinted glasses.
Yeah.
Every relationship looks fabulous retrospectively.
Some relationships look fabulous. No, they don't. I don't know what you're talking about there.
But I've got very similar what I choose to remember. But I have to say, I do not blame the internet. Everyone seems to blame the internet from everything from obesity to infidelity. It's just a vessel to make things easier for you. If you want to cheat, you're going to cheat. If the internet just facilitates it.
But it does make it an awful lot easier.
It's an awful lot easier, but at the end of the day, you still have the moral prerequisite inside you to decide whether to cheat or not. The internet isn't a big boogeyman that comes and goes, you must cheat.
No, I know. Before they were blaming you calling me filthy, I didn't even remark what she just said. But no one heard it. Keep your PO box closed. PO box with telegrams for penises. That's what she said. Thank you. Oh my God, I'm shocked at you two.
Since the dawn of time. It's ridiculous.
DP.
Yeah, I have.
Two this morning.
Snapchat
This morning.
Yeah.
DPs are basically.
So I have a stock of them.
So people don't know it's called. So in case viewers don't know, DPs are. I'm going to be crude here, so if you're easily offended, shut your ears. Dick pic. So, but I was once sent one of those last year, and I laughed for about an hour and a half. Solid.
They're hilarious.
No, because it was. Remember Dick from Glenroe? Yeah. I was like, I'm sending you Dick because I said, please don't. It was like Dick from Glenroe. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
You're so handsome, Dick from Glenroe.
I know, see, that's the kind of pic you don't mind. Not so much Dick spray. Yeah. But like, I just has the effect. But it was they're the ones you don't mind.
Surely they all look the same, really. Like, it's not, we're not going to go, oh, that kid is lovely. This is lovely. Yeah, that's scorecards. Yeah.
Exactly. His face he sent to me, not anything else. And it wasn't Dick from Glenroe who sent it to me, by the way. It was just some suitor sent me a picture of Dick Byrne from Glenroe. I can't believe she's got two this morning.
Really bad ones, so if I do get them, I send one back
How do
immediately.
you discern between a bad and a good?
What am I talking about?
Poor Dave Brown is sitting in the corner there.
Dave Brown is running out of the studio. He's not going to come on at all. If
He knows what I'm talking about.
Well, it's all part of the internet, really, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't work. Like,
Never.
Has any man ever scored from sending an unsolicited picture of their junk?
No, it's modern day flashing is basically. It's like
yeah.
a cat bringing a dead bird and looking really proud about what they put at your feet. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Absolutely no. It never put at your feet. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Absolutely no. It never, ever, ever works. Nobody loves yours like you do. No. Put it away.
No.
Feel a bit sick now.
I do too.
Yeah. They all
It
kind
is
of look the
disgusting.
same.
Like,
as well,
disgusting.
We're not a man bashing show at all. It's called.
All the filter on us. They do. Hashtag no filter.
Queers and stars. Oh my God, the mental illness I have now. I haven't looked at your phone. We're having a break. When we come back, we've someone running out to get Dave Brown back because he ran away from Big House. He's in studio to.
Ladies, I suppose it's like having a very easy childbirth.
Yeah.
I would just say,
I'll take your word for it.
boom.
Did itself.
Thank you. Hi, I'm finished. Straight off the production. Well, that was easy. I like writing a book.
Yeah, I was just going to say, yes. For me, it's sort of been every second one has kind of come like that. Just like, oh, hello, where's this coming from? And then the next you're like, oh man, this is torturous.
Yeah,
so it's amazing when they sort of just come like that.
Well, you drew. I was on the bus with both of them.
That sounds like a party.
Great crack with Ronnie, you know. And the true story is we're in the hotel and drinking in the bar till all hours. We went to bed. Jeff was sharing with me. The fire alarm went off. I couldn't get him up. I thought I just have to fucking have it. I couldn't wake him. I clocked him down the stairs. The fire alarm went off in the and I mean serious fire alarm. I opened it, you know. The fire truck's arriving, and I said, right, this is it. Ran down the stairs, got into the car park, and saw Philomena, who was standing down at night. You know, I drove to one of the ambulances. Give me one of those. We put the foil around her, got into the back of one of the cars. So I'm sitting there minding her, get her out of the cold. And Ronnie walks by the front of the car with the trapdoor long johns on and the cigar. I love a lamb of jade. It's a disaster. And then I found out it was his cigar. Thanks for that, Ron. Never since.
Proper rock and roll.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember him because I had a friend of mine had a cigar company, and I knew what Ronnie's favourites were. And it was his birthday, so I rang him. He brought his grandchildren down to see us at the Olympia as well, and we had great fun with him. We went up backstage, and of course I was thinking, I know Ronnie Drew, and I bought him the box of cigars anyway, and he let me meet him down. He rang me and he said, I'll be down at Jury's there having me onion sandwich. And I went down to have the onion sandwich, and he basically let me interview him, so I did privately.
He'd have some skills now.
Yeah.
It's the rock and roll. It wasn't at the Dubliners, I'd say, back in the day.
One of their famous sayings was, they all meet in town, there's no stopping till Inchicore. That was the first book.
Wow.
On the way to wherever they were going.
Oh my God.
Fantastic.
Brilliant.
So, what's next for you now?
Period of calm, and then tour.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
I'd say,
So we'll see what happens.
So in love. Excellent song.
I wonder how it ended up.
I would say that not very well. It's in the past tense. I was so young and I was in love. Yeah. Just guessing. Are you sure you're a writer? I sometimes get confused. There really is going on weird.
She must have done work to drinking cans in a field or something, like about 20 years ago.
We can't all be that lucky, huh?
Yeah, anyway.
And really lovely. That's just, it's all about the aesthetic. And what it does is it creates precocious children, exactly like that.
But the makeup.
It's just so unnecessary.
Like contouring a 4-year-old child.
Yeah, there's nothing to contour. They've got little tiny faces. But I think the interesting thing about this is that there's so much emphasis placed on this notion of the sexualization of children. Now, I think that debate is quite nuanced because I don't necessarily think that these events do sexualize children, because in order to sexualize something, the person has to view it as sexual. And I don't know any normal human being who would see a 5-year-old in a swimming togs and high heels as something sexy. Okay, so I think we're only pandering to this notion that everyone's a paedophile. But what I do have a problem with is at 3 and 4 and 5 years of age being told you're not pretty enough. And I think that's a bigger problem, because women are going to spend the next 40 years worrying about what they look like. And at 3 years of age, and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, even up any age, these are the ages where you're meant to be covered in dirt and not self-aware. And that's the issue I have with these.
And it's tough enough growing up with that sort of rubbish. You've got 2 little girls. I mean, God. When you look at stuff like that, it must be scary.
It's awful. I watched that this morning, and I showed it. Maggie and Grace watched it with me, and I just want to see what they'd say. And Grace was like, well, how would her mom, first thing was, how does her mom let her put on that much makeup and put on fake nails? And so that's the first thing out of their mouths. Like, how is your mom allowing this to happen? I mean, I just thought she was awfully precocious, like you're saying, Sarah, and just, it was almost like she'd been trained in what to say, even. I thought, she didn't seem to be, I have a 5-year-old, she's 4, so she didn't seem to have, even her body language, everything about her is so structured. And she started to tell the story at first, and both parents interrupted her. No, don't tell that story. They didn't want her to. They wanted her to say, I like pageantry. I like.
She's a prop.
She's a total prop.
There's this air of contrivance about the whole thing, which a little child shouldn't be contrived. A little child should be messy and loose around the edges and scruffy. That's what children should be.
Or dress up if you want to dress up, because that's okay too. But certainly don't place all of the value on young girls on what they look like.
Don't be judged on it.
Don't be judged on it.
And when she's doing her routine, it's all very there's all this who's giving her these moves and these poses and all this?
There's people who train them. But their job is to
why are the poses like that? I mean, why aren't they just, I don't know, walking? Why are they all that kind of, she's working and everything. She's 4.
The whole thing is very, very contrived. And the argument also is there that, every little girl loves to dress up, every little boy might like to dress up, but it's the emphasis on how beautiful they have to be. As children, they do dress up and they do try on their mammy shoes, and that is great fun. And if it remained at that level, that's fair enough.